Hello guys, welcome once again to our YouTube channel. If it is your first time to come across this channel, remember to subscribe, like and also comment. And I will say that give this video a thumbs up. Now, when you talk about governance, there are countries that have made it because of good governance. And this is why Jamaica is one of those countries that has achieved because of good governance. So guys, let us watch this video and I will come up with more reaction.
The baby them could have been drowned in. We need justice, real justice we need. Justice we need. One bag of furniture. And on a 30 grand bed in there and a 30 grand dresser. And a 30 grand fridge and a 30 grand rat nut. And a 30 grand and a 10 grand night table, touch lamp. Everybody, flat cream in there, mash up, flood out the shit water and gully water. Nobody not come for look. Uncle the cameraman, it can't work, so we need justice! Justice! We need justice! We need justice! Over the yard there and the other yard, we need it. Can't you see the condition we're in? And the germs and the nasty. Right now on the left out, a fly start at the place. Two baby there, they don't look good. Call the contractor. We need the contractor. For the work here, we start. We need him. We want back everybody.
When I was at the Gleaner, there was a protest happening in Hanover. At that time, they were building the North Coast Highway, and the North Coast Highway construction took several years. They created a lot of inconveniences for the people in Hanover and some parts of St. James. There was a lot of dust. For a lot of time, parts of the road was blocked. It was a whole lot of inconvenience. And occasionally people would protest. I would be like, what is happening with this road construction and all the noise and all the dust and everything, and we have no roads to drive on? So I got called, the reporter, I got sent to the scene. And I remember I was there and the people, they were really upset. And some of them didn't want to talk to me. And one lady looked at me and said, me no need to talk to nobody from Gleaner, because every time we protest, reporters come here and they not talk to, we not tell the story and not publish nothing. And I told her and I promised her, I said, I'm here because I want to tell your story. I want to make sure that your voice is heard. And I interviewed her. I interviewed a couple other people, went back to the office, write up my good story and submit it. You know, so the Gleaner and a printed do. You know, so the Gleaner and publish the story. Just like the lady looked at me and tell me. The Gleaner did not publish it. And this is what I mean when I say that media represents the powerful. Because things that matter to people on the ground do not matter to corporate Jamaica, does not matter to corporate America, does not matter to corporate Britain. You understand? Things that matter to people on the ground. These people care about what makes the economy go round, right? Because remember, you know, people in media, how do they make money? Most of their revenue they make from advertisement. When companies do well, companies advertise more. So whose voices you think are catered to in the media? The people who make them the money. And I have never forgotten how I felt when it was vivid, always vivid in my mind, that lady looked me in my eye and told me that it wasn't going to be published. And my employer threw this story in the trash can. Anyway, join me on August 16th when we'll be hearing the stories of media workers from different parts of the world about how media works and how we can take action to achieve social justice with the tools that we have in hand. Link is in my bio.
Member from Eastern Portland.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. There are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown who is also a rafter. He doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a practitioner so he can get access to whatever facilities or funding for his part. The second question then is about its inclusion, but then there is also the heritage aspect of it. It is through your ministry that oftentimes preserve our culture and our rich heritage. Such a heritage, especially for entertainment, would be that of Blue Lagoon and its access. I know you knew I was going, but just to say that I appreciate the thought, the mature consideration that came through the paper. I will read it fulsome, but having speed read or read, I will just say that if that is something that would come to fruition when it gets to the white paper stage, you recognize the power of your ministry to protect both the heritage, which is the land aspect, and how it intersects with the who are the practitioners. And I look forward to your response on that. Thank you.
So a police officer just gave me a ticket for running the red light. I know I didn't run the red light. I don't run red lights. And I didn't even feel, you know how sometimes you trying to rush to catch the amber. It wasn't even like that. I know I went through green and it turned orange while I was going through. And everybody that he was giving a ticket, it was for the same reason, for going through on the amber. And I was gonna make a big stink about it and come on here and talk about this system and how these police officers are incentivized. And so I don't know if it's end of month and maybe him trying to get him quota up or something, and so him just a issue ticket, because you have two different types of officers. You have those who just issue tickets, and then you have the ones who try to get money off of you in them hand, right? And then I thought, you know, I'm gonna report this. But then I know this system that we live in. I know that that's not going to go anywhere. It is pointless for me to try and report him, because at the end of the day, this system wasn't designed to protect us, the people. I am tired of constantly talking about being tired of this system. I'm just ready for something else. And the problem is that a lot of our people aren't ready for something else. A lot of our people don't even see that there is a possibility of something else. I'm not talk about the party, the other party. Come in, no one say no come on my page and tell me about vote UCI's J or whatever them name. I'm not talking about that, because there gonna be another political party under this same system that we inherited from the British people. I'm not talking about that, right? The only group of people in Jamaica who can save us are the people who are claiming indigenous heritage. The Maroons are the only people who are really in a position to save us from this system, this oppressive system that we have to live under. The problem with the Maroons is that, like every other group, like every other black group, can't get it together. Even amongst them, there is disunity. Why are we always struggling to do what we know we're supposed to do for ourselves? Why? The truth about it is that the rest of Jamaica finds it difficult to even take Maroons seriously because they've made us believe that we don't have indigenous rights. They've made us believe that we have to accept this system that has been passed down to us by the British. They make it seem as if we cannot reject it. This entire world system, they make it seem as if we cannot reject it and there is no other option. But mainly because people hold on to this system so much. And you know why I hold on to it so much? Because of money. Money, I know God, I hold on to it so bad and I cannot think about living a life without the things that them tell you that you need. You have to have them at the cost of your freedom. And so me have to suffer in this system because you accept it. That is just the truth about it. And it is such a debilitating position to be in. Because I say fuck this system and uno love it up. More time I just say I wonder if me can go a space go live. Where can I go to avoid this oppressive system? Where can I go and live and be free? I constantly I tell myself I need to get out of Kingston. I need to go and live in the country, right? And even if I go and live in the country, I still have things to deal with because I just see another Maroon sister in the other day I talk about how the government take our land where our ancestors them buried upon. They're literally building the highway through their graves. There is no respect for the dead here. There is no respect for our ancestors. And they know that the people don't give a shit, so they continue to do these things to us. Because we don't care about our ancestry. We don't care about ourselves. We don't care about each other. So they're going to continue to oppress us. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of having these conversations. I'm tired of looking like the angry black woman. Like, honestly, I just want to be soft. I just want to pick some mango and sit down at the river all day and have a good time. Like, honestly, I just want to enjoy life. Because I don't believe that this is my birthright. This cannot be what I came here for. I'm tired.
A real talk, man. Even if he did long time, man. Him should have did long blood clot time. I should have read the news about him already. As some of Jamaica now run good. We need some better governance in Jamaica because we have too much blood clot injustice. You see what I say? We need.
Thank you, Chairman. Colleagues and members of the media, good morning. I speak here today not only as the Jamaica Labour Party spokesperson, but as the Member of Parliament for the resilient constituency of Northeastern St. Catherine. My constituents and I welcome the announcement made by Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Andrew Holness at the Jamaica Labour Party's 81st annual conference. The announcement, as it pertains the National Water Commission writing off debts for customers who are pensioners, those who have been assessed to be in need based on the path criteria, and also those who have been disconnected for monies owing to the NWC for over 2 years or more. The announcement that the NWC will write off the debt and waive reconnection fees for these individuals is a step in the right direction and will allow persons to reconnect legally and facilitate the transfer of titles where outstanding bills are a challenge. Not only do these proposed announcements serve to ease the burden on Jamaicans, but will intensify the pace of title transfer, and that will no doubt boost our economy. We also welcome the announcement that for persons who have been disconnected for longer than 6 months and who come in and make payment arrangements, the NWC will discount this debt by 50% or further based on the needs assessment and allow for up to 1 year for repayment. This will bring much needed relief to Jamaicans who are suffering with the weight of bills, to include those accrued from major household leaks in the past. I note that this amnesty will last for 3 months and will begin on January 2, 2025. I also take note of the announcement that the NWC will assist pensioners who have had high water bills, possibly due to leaks. Additionally, the NWC will partner with Heart NSTA Trust to train leak detection personnel for this purpose. Quite frankly, the announcements regarding water are a win-win. Not only will they save the NWC the effort and expense of pursuing persons who are in debt, but it is yet another indication that the Jamaica Labour Party led administration cares for the people of Jamaica and is taking tangible action to demonstrate that we care. I look forward to a seamless implementation of the announcements. Colleagues, members of the media, I reject categorically criticisms by the opposition spokesman on water, who described the announcement as a knee-jerk reaction. The opposition spokesman and the PNP should take the time to brief themselves before they make inaccurate statements. Had they done so, they would have known that prior to the announcement, the government had conducted a pilot project in Portmore which facilitated persons indebted to the NWC, and that the project was a major success, which resulted in consumers being legally reconnected. Additionally, I find unfortunate and frankly quite unbecoming the misleading comments made by the opposition spokesman on water, who suggested that the NWC board was not consulted before the announcements were made by the Honorable Prime Minister. The NWC board has since declared this to be false. The opposition spokesman should apologize to the board and desist from making false statements in a bid to detract from the good work of the government of Jamaica. And I just want to make 2 points on this. Firstly, though it is not a mandatory requirement to get feedback from the board before key announcements are made, the executive did so because it was in good order and signals openness in communication. And secondly, I have no doubt that Jamaicans have taken note of the fact that the opposition spokesman on water and the PNP have developed what appears to be a track record of making misleading statements, where, quite frankly, anything that is said by the PNP should now be taken with a grain of salt. The false statements by the opposition spokesman on water, which is likely to have been made in a bid to detract from plans by the government to ease the burden on Jamaicans, highlights in a very bold way that the PNP is bankrupt of ideas. To receive a significant reduction of 50% or further on debt that is owed to the NWC matters to hardworking Jamaicans who value their money. To have your water bill skyrocket because of a leak that you may not have been aware of, and for your government to respond by facilitating this payment, for clearing this payment, or facilitating a debt payment that will be more manageable through a payment plan, is something that matters to Jamaicans who are struggling to pay this debt. To be able to facilitate a transfer of title after being held back by an outstanding water bill And where your government provided the means to clear this burden is good news for those who needed this breakthrough. We therefore caution against misinformation that can only sabotage our Jamaican people when they are to receive the much needed assistance. There are persons who may not need this intervention, and that is fine. But they should not, by their utterances, undermine or block citizens who do. This active government will not be fazed by detractors, and we will continue to stand.
It finally happened. We thought it was all a scam, but it was real. We thought it was all tactics and manipulation, but it actually happened. Listen, I should not be telling you this because it's a people business. It's not really for me business, but me get a little insight into what went down. We remember a few months ago when the news broke out that the government was giving a loan through NHT to people who want to buy solar. So they said, come July 1st, you can go and apply. It's like 1.5 million per NHT provider and everything and everything. So July 1st come now, and my husband tell me, say, only people want to apply, you know. But NHT is putting whole heap of different conditions, and them only gonna pay this little bit of money and whatever. So we're like, well, we don't see nobody get through yet. Today is August 22nd, and let me tell Uno, the first essential solar customer that requested an estimate and got the commitment letter from Essential Solar got their loan approved. It is not just because it's with my husband company, because there are many solar companies out there, and we always tell you that it don't matter who you get the solar from, as long as you get the solar. Wait, me don't want him to see me I tell you not in business, but the person I get the loan, they get 10 years to pay the loan. And the payments for the loan are $15,000 a month. And that is it. So suppose say that person light bill was like 35,000. I remember, you know, based on what happened this end of month past, you don't know what your bill is going to be like. If another hurricane hit, barrel plus the new hurricane, I go pile up on Uno JPS bill. So this a person here no stay that from now on, all them pay for electricity is $15,000. And then when the 10-year pass, them don't have to pay nothing. Isn't that cool? Uno let me know in the comments what Uno think. Beer excitement. I'm just so very happy. Thank you so much for watching. Mashallah.
It is in the interest of the government to have the highest level of transparency in what we do. There is no victory for JLP communities to have food and PMP communities not. There is no victory or vice versa. None whatsoever. And therefore, we will put in place every measure to ensure that whatever is given to us and whatever we spend from our budget, fairly done, everybody can see it, and everyone benefits. So as soon as we meet again by the next parliament, that committee should be in place, a special joint select committee possibly, that will look at the operation.
Now, we haven't seen the report. All that was delivered to Parliament was one hard copy and a thumb drive, but it was tabled. Our expectation in that situation was that the Speaker would step down and somebody else would take the chair and move forward with a decision as to what's to happen next. As regards Parliament, the Speaker did not step down. Instead, she proceeded to make rulings as to what should happen with this report, sending it to the Oversight Commission. Now, the Oversight Commission is established to review the role and functioning of the Integrity Commission, not to adjudicate or even investigate or consider specific reports which have been tabled in the House. She's also referred it to the Ethics Commission, which she chairs. Now, she subsequently indicated that she would recuse herself from the chair of that committee. But having sent the matter to the Ethics Committee, she's also convened a meeting of the committee next week. So she, in terms of the rulings today, has been a judge in her own cause. And I stood up to ask certain questions arising from those decisions, and I was not allowed to say a word. There's a new microphone system in the parliament now. Today is the first day we're using it. And it does not allow you to speak. It's not activated as a microphone unless the speaker does that. And she refused to activate my mic. So I was unable to speak. And in her rulings and in her refusal to allow me to speak, all of the government side MPs were cheering and banging and their desks and so on. And I was decided that this is a farce. This is not the kind of parliament that we're accustomed to. It's bringing the parliament into disrepute, and the appropriate thing for me to do was to walk out, and we did.
Out of respect as a leader of the opposition, I am going to direct you to the standing orders as it relates to a ruling of the Speaker in this House. And I have ruled that this matter goes to the Oversight Committee for deliberations and to that. And I am now moving on. Bills brought from the Senate. Read it. I am following, and I did say I would follow the procedures strictly. I am doing so, and unless a member has a point of order and can bring my attention to a standing order, the matter, like any other matter, is referred to two committees.
Hello guys, welcome back once again to our channel. So my question is, what has made Jamaica to have relatively good governance? And these are some of the reasons. Despite Jamaica is not perfect, but when you look at Jamaica, it has made it has good governance compared to other nations across the world. And these are some of the reasons that Jamaica are following. We have strong democratic tradition. Since Jamaica gained independent in 1962, they have followed the regulations. They are doing how it is supposed to be done, and that whenever you go in Jamaica, election is the election is done regularly. When the term of a certain person ends, election is done, and this has made Jamaica to have that good relation, good governance, and we have also rule of law and independent court. Actually, Jamaican inherited a British style. The law is being followed, when you are being challenged in a law court, if you go against the will of the people, or against the will of what is supposed to be done, so you are being challenged in a law court, and that has made Jamaica to have a strong good governance across the world. Instead, they are not perfect. We have free and focal media. Actually, across Caribbean, Jamaica is the only country that has a free media station, and we have radio stations, we have newspapers, we have magazines, and these are have that right to question the government, to awareness about corruption. These are there in Jamaica in plenty, and when you allow these things, they also reduce a corruption, and they will lead good governance in a certain region. And this has been made in Jamaica. That is why it is in Jamaica that they are doing well in governance. Their things are very working good. Even also we have political awareness among the citizens. Now, people are being taught in schools, in community activities, are being taught how to perform the right thing, and how, not like other countries, you might end up in an election. You don't know what is the agenda of a certain candidate, but here you are being taught, you are being taken to a civic education, so that you can learn more how you can undergo that process. And that has made Jamaica to have that good governance across the world. We have also clear constitution. Actually, the constitution in Jamaica is very clear. It has written very well. Everywhere you go, you'll find that constitution, and it has a thing that when there is something that is not conducive to the citizen, the parliament it has a right to enact that thing, and also make the awareness, make correction about what might interfere. So the constitution in Jamaica is very, somehow, very open, and that has led to good governance. Also, it is in Jamaica, these Jamaicans are well related or engaged with internationally, with international bodies. They have engaged with the international bodies like GARCOM, Commonwealth. These are the bodies that Jamaicans have engaged, and this has helped them to have good governance in their country. Jamaica shows that good governance is not about wealth, it is about civic education and awareness. That is why, despite the challenges Jamaica is facing through, but it is the country that has good governance across the world. So guys, if you see there is other issue that has made Jamaica to be the way it is, just drop your comment, the comment section, and if you come across this, just subscribe, like, and I will appreciate. Until next time.